All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back, man. I just got done doing a podcast with Riston like literally 30 minutes ago. We are back at it again. But listen, it's an absolute honor to sit down with my friend, Jamie Hester. I've been so excited to have you on the podcast. Man, you've been talking a lot, going back and forth. And listen, you got a great story. And me and you, my friend, have a lot to talk about.
Yes, we do. I appreciate that. I am very enthusiastic and grateful that you reached out and wanted me on. I was really surprised, but fuck it. I'm super enthusiastic about it.
Let's go. I love it. I love the energy. So, listen, like always, let's take it from the very beginning. Since this is our first podcast together, I always like to hear the humble beginnings of your journey, where it always starts on those beautiful twos. So, Jamie, where did it all start with you?
It started for me during COVID. So I can be a really petty person and a very independent woman. So it's really stupid how I started, but it's honesty, right? Well, every time I saw motorcycles, nothing in me was like, yeah, whatever. They think they're so cool. What the fuck ever, right? Well, I don't know, about 5, 6 years ago now, right again around COVID time, because it's 2025 now. It was the second guy. We were seeing each other for like not even 3 months, whatever, typical story of dating and stuff nowadays. Didn't work out. He ended up ghosting me or whatever. So I was like, fine. And during that time, I asked him, hey, can you I kind of want to know how to ride. Can you show me how to do it? He said, no. Guy did before that said no. So I was like, all right, I don't like being a backpack because I don't trust y'all. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to get my own bike. I have no idea how to do this. No fucking idea. I'm going to do my own thing. So I searched for like 7 months. I didn't know jack shit about nothing about bikes. And just because I thought it was pretty, I'm just honest about it, right? I went down to a dealership because I thought it was pretty. And the first bike I ever bought was a 2017 Triumph Daytona 675R. Dealership looked at me like I was crazy. And they're like, do you want to test drive it? And I was like, I don't have a license to drive it. I don't have my endorsement. And they were like, do you even know how to drive a bike? And I said, no. And they were like, you sure you want this bike? And I said, yeah, I do. So I was like, here's my money. I'm going to come back tomorrow with a trailer and get it. So I did. And then about a month later, I did the Pellissippi State MSF Riders course. It's a 2-day course. They taught me how to do all the electronics and everything and stop and brake and make sure I wasn't going to die. And I passed it with flying colors without dropping that bike. So that was an important step, right? And went that Monday after I got my endorsement on my license. I looked myself in the mirror and I was like, don't be a bitch, Jamie. You did all this, so we're going to do it. And then I ended up loving it. So I put about 14,000 miles on that poor Triumph in less than a 5-month period. And then I did my first track day with track day winner at Carolina Motorsports Park that same year in 2020.
I love it. Excuse me. I love it. That's dude, the energy. Listen, that's absolutely an amazing story. It's a 600. Are you sure? Absolutely. Take my money. I will see you tomorrow, my friends. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I bet they had bets when I left that dealership about she's probably going to wind that motherfucker up. But I'll have you know I did not.
I love it. I love it. So how did you hear about track days?
The guys that I was hooning around on the streets with. So there were so many of us. We built a group very quickly in the Knoxville area. And it was like my whole life. Every other weekend we were up the Dragon, up at, all the back roads up there, right? It was a whole big experience. If anyone's never been to the Dragon, it's really crazy and it's really dangerous, but you can meet a lot of amazing people if you treat the road with respect. So I just made a lot of fantastic friends, and then somehow they heard about it, and I stopped and talked off at the 129 Photos. So 129 Photos is up there at the Dragon, and the owner, whose name is Dave, I stopped and I talked to him very often, and he was also telling me about it. So he was trying to encourage me to do a ladies' day with STT, and then my other friends were talking about track day winners. So the track day winner event came up sooner than the STT event, which I ended up going to anyways. But that's also how my business tied into it. So Dave would talk to me all the time, show me his camera, was really cool about it. I can't brag on that man enough. He was so great and just overall excited to have people in the sport. And it just kind of went hand in hand.
I love it. I love it. It's photography. I've had several photographers, excuse me, on my podcast. I think it's unique because you guys and girls tell the same but a different story behind the lens, right? And when you see certain pictures, they give you certain emotions, like you're actually there in that moment in time, right? And it's amazing to be able to capture that moment, and that and alone, listen, is an art form. They were telling me like the cameras and lenses and the explosions. I was like, you lost me like after the third word that come out your mouth. Like it's there's a lot going into that whole photography, which is so. Take it away. How did you get into the whole photography, and how did you intertwine it with the motorcycles?
So it went with it, right? So talking to Dave, and then I told Dave like I'd always been interested in photography and taking photos, and so they let me come on to the 129 track side with STT Sports Ride Track Time, and I got to do pet and paddock photos. So I did 2 or 3 events with them like that, and then I went to my 3rd or 4th track day winter event, and it was at Road Atlanta in 2021, and John Cook, who was the owner of Track Day Winter at that time, approached me, said, "Hey, I know that you do pit and paddock photos. I've seen it posted on STT. Here's a camera." He was like, "I want you to start working for a Track Day Winter." So he gave me an employee shirt and just had me go at it. So registration and oh, there we go. I didn't know if it cut out for a second. I apologize. Obviously, I'm moving. Yeah, my bad. That's why I stopped for a second. But yeah, so it started with that. I mean, I did that with Track Day Winter until the end of Track Day Winter. Hellacious experience with that. I ended up upgrading my camera, and I made really good friends with Raul from High Side Photography. He is the GOAT. I can't express enough what a huge impact that man has had on my abilities to be able to shoot. Because, man, I'm going to be honest, like, photography is hard. People really don't understand that. They think you just stand out there and, like, click a button, and the editing is hard. It's hard doing all 8 hours because there's no breaks in between, because it's all 3 sessions or 4 sessions throughout the whole entire day, every hour on the hour, trying to get the best for everybody, and, like, the different angles and, like, the lighting makes a difference. And it was really hard. Like, I thought about quitting multiple times the first time starting it because it was so difficult and I felt like it wasn't good enough. And looking at my images from starting to now, it's so much better now. When I first started, I'm just like, God, I didn't know what I was doing. But so many friends and people were so passionate and kind to me about it, and that really made the difference. Like, so many wonderful people were like, these are some of the best photos that I've ever had, and like, we want to support you and love you. And like, they have their photos in their living room. Nothing makes me feel any better in the world than when someone tells me, "Hey, I love that you got this so much for me and my husband," or like, "This corner or this day meant so much to me and I framed it and put it up in my living room." I'm just like, that's the goal. I'm glad that I could be there to make that memory for you.
110%. Bravo to you, my friend. That is absolutely amazing. Again, I said it earlier, right? When you look at the photos, you're standing in that moment in time and you feel the emotions that go behind it. It's truly amazing what all you guys and girls do out there in photography. I know it's not easy. I see y'all out there all the time. I'm like corner marshal workers, big shout out to them. If we didn't have them, we wouldn't be out there having fun. So it's nothing but love to everybody out there that does all the corner marshal. And actually, if you're looking to get into corner marshal working, please get in touch with me. I'll put you directly into the people you need to be with for Moto America events. And if you want a corner marshal at MotoGP at Coda next year too as well. So if anybody's interested, please reach out to me. We can make it happen for you. But Jamie, you're right. The light, the fixtures, the colors, the lenses, certain points of the track that only you can get to, and the travel between 2 points and working with XYZ rider on the same day and the same weekend. It's a full-time job. There's a lot that goes into it, and you're constantly moving the whole time.
Oh, absolutely. My back is dead by the end of the day. And it is. And with the corner workers, the corner workers totally make it worth it too. Like, the banter on the radio make the day go by quicker. I've made so many friends with so many corner workers and management at every track. And it just makes me feel even more bigger part of the community when the track owners like to see me come on too, right? Because it's a respect game, making sure that I follow their rules and they appreciate that. And I pick up or like help out on track, or sometimes at some tracks, photographers are allowed to, if they see stuff that the other corner workers don't, then, I can radio and say, hey, I'm just saying, safety issues or whatever like that, right? And it all just, everybody that goes out there plays a big part in making sure that the riders stay safe. So I respect that as a rider myself, and then I respect it even more being able to make that difference for those people that day.
110%. My friend couldn't said it better myself. And again, it's nothing but love for all the corner marshal workers, man, and all the photographers, because it's each and every single one of you is truly amazing for the part you play in our sport. It's a beautiful part, right? I often say all the time, it's a puzzle piece, right? And every puzzle piece is just as important as all the others, right? Down from the riders to the photographers to the corner marshals to the people that do the ambulance to the commentators. Like, I commentated for my first time, and I didn't realize, like, it's work too, right? Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but it's work. It's a lot of work. Like, I don't have time to sit down and hardly just relax, but I love it. It's not work. It's not even a job.
Fast pace. Go.
I love it. Yeah, let's go. Right. Hey, I tell people like this, I can stop and sleep when I'm dead. I have all the time in the world for it then. Until then, I'm gonna keep it moving. So
I think that's why we all go broke in this sport.
Facts. I wanted to get to a couple of these comments real quick. We got Lance Shields. What is up? He says, first. Let's go. Then we got Clev. What is going on? He says, woohoo. Then we got Stefan. What is up, man? He says, let's fucking go. I love it, man. And then we got my man Dwayne. What is up, bro? It's always an honor to see you and the family down there at Daytona, man. Proper mega time. Proud of your boy and proud of you and all the work you guys put in to make it where you are. Congratulations, my friend. And then we got Matt, man. What is up? Welcome to the podcast. He says, hey, yo. So I assume you know all these people too?
Yeah, I know a good majority of them. Appreciate my dog. Shout out to Steven. Shout out to Lance. Shout out to Cleve. Crazy man. Shout out to Dwayne. Dwayne and his son always popping.
Always. Absolutely. So I want to talk about the Dragon real quick, to tell the Dragon. I'm in Roanoke, Virginia, so it's like 2.5 hours for me, I think.
Okay.
Never been. I've had a bunch of my friends go to the Dragon, but I've never been to the Tail of the Dragon. It's something I want to do. Go out there and experience and have fun for the weekend. So
I definitely recommend riding local hours. So some weekends you gotta be really careful, and you gotta, as a motorcyclist, look for the weekends for the car events. If there's car event takeovers, which is every other weekend, then that can be hectic and it backs the traffic and stuff up. So best times to go would be before 11 a.m. and then after 5 p.m. Obviously, it's a little harder in the fall time, but I want to say May, before school lets out, May to like April-ish. It's a great time to go, and then after school gets back in August, because then the kids can't go up there and cause mayhem and wrecks and whatnot. It tends to be a lot more open track time, right? Open road time. But I mean, it's a fantastic place. It's beautiful. Road's absolutely beautiful. They repaved it a couple years ago. Connects into the Foothills Parkway, which is also 32 miles of like crazy beautiful scenery. Absolutely recommend that. Stopping in at the Tail of the Dragon store, pop in, say hi to the famous Judd and Sarah Morrell. So they're really cool people. Judd's one of the managers at the store up there, so a big shout out to them, because they always bring the smiles and the faces for everybody that come through up there. Yeah, a lot of locals. Love all the locals that go up there. They all make a big part of it, right? You just stop and bullshit. You're guaranteed to find a friend. Anytime that you ever go up there and stop, I guarantee at least 5 people will talk to you, ask about your bike or your leathers, whatever you're wearing, and just super genuinely kind people. Totally recommend the road. Just, stay in between the mustard and the mayo. Don't go over it, and stay away from some of the cars.
The mustard and the mayo. I've never heard that term used before, but I like it. I'm gonna start using that. Stay between the mustard and the mayo, and you'll be okay. Listen, the main point is go out there if you've never been. Go slow, have fun, be safe, and just enjoy the ride. Right? I'd hate to see anybody to the tree of shame and have to hang something up, because there's a lot up there. I see it all the time.
Underestimate that road a lot.
Oh yeah, I watch YouTube videos about it all the time. I follow the 129 photo people. It's amazing what they do too as well. So I want to talk a little bit about, since you're a woman in this sport, I'm a big advocate of women on a sport because you girls belong here just as much as we belong here. In the whole stigmata that you girls don't when you absolutely do. Tell us your experiences and what words of encouragements do you have for other women out there that are looking to get into this sport?
Um, it comes differently for every woman. That is a massive fact. So for me, I was reckless. So I got fast really quick. And then when I ate shit on the track one time and totaled a bike, that's when I got a little bit more cautious. But not every woman starts that way. So from working with women before and trying to help them, women tend to be a lot more cautious and the mindset's just a little bit different, and that's okay. The main thing is don't try to do too much at once, and that I think that advice goes for also more than just women, but for men too. Anyone that's starting this sport, just change one thing at a time. If you change too many things or try to correct or change too many things, it's not going to work out with you, because that's all it comes down to. When someone says you need more seat time, they mean that you need more memory motion put into it. So doing the same repeatable motion over and over and making it repeatable that you remember to do it, and then that makes it easier so that way you don't hurt yourself. So, if you're out on the track or out on the street, focus on just changing one or two things, like your hand placement, your brake placement, how it feels like braking into one spot, or, how it feels leaning the bike over in a certain position, and just not doing too much. If you do too much, then you're going to end up getting confused. You get frustrated. And then when you get frustrated, that's when accidents are going to happen because you're not paying attention. You have to give your full 100% focus to these bikes when you're on them.
110%, and you're so right on that. You can't lose concentration at all. What I do when I go out is I'll practice on every session. I'll practice on one thing, whether it's trail braking, body position, and that's what I focus on. Instead of, you're right, especially when you first start out, it's like you want to do all these things and drag your knee and blah blah blah, but you got to remember, you got to crawl before you can walk, you got to walk before you can run, right? All that stuff's going to happen naturally. You can't push it to happen, because when you do, it's like everybody asks me, Jimmy, have you ever dragged an elbow? I'm like, absolutely, many times, but usually when I do, my shoulder falls with it and then the side of my hip, and I watch my bike go that way, and the first thing I say is, shit, how much is this going to cost me this time, right? So
yeah,
yes,
exactly.
Not on purpose, right? So it's freaking awesome. See, Dwayne says both of you are great. You, my friend, is absolutely proper mega. Bob says, Jamie Hester, what is up, Bob? Dwayne, you're right. This is something me and her talked about on a phone conversation we had the other day before we're sitting here now, is about the whole BTR program, and she is applying for the BTR program, and I hope you get in and accepted. Yeah, so listen, I think it's a wonderful program. I talk about BTR. I have a lot of the girls on here. It's absolutely amazing platform for our sport, and it absolutely belongs where it's at right now. I would actually like to see it get bigger, Jamie. I'd like to see them have like some type of after the BTR program, so women can take that next step into road racing too as well. Because it's
No, I
expensive.
completely agree with that. Oh,
Yeah.
God, it is. Yeah, I know it's so expensive. I do have the pleasure of knowing Emma Butters and Jessica Martin that were in the BTR program. Absolutely wonderful women. I mean, every woman that I've met that's been in that program, I've seen them improve so much. I've seen them make a family out of it. I've seen them have a lot of pride and respect for one another. And it doesn't, like, they all seem like they genuinely love and care for each other at the end of every season. And that's absolutely heartwarming and something that would be fantastic to be a part of.
Yeah, last season it was super well. This season, last season, it is last season, right? Already, technically, maybe did this season. It's
Yeah,
over, but
hold
it was
on.
emotional for me at VIR. With all the girls that I'm friends with, because I know them all, and the program's only 2 years, so 6 of them out and 6 new ones come in. So but I'm proud of each and every single one of them, because Jamie, like you said, I love to see the progression from the first year to get to learn the whole circus of what Moto America is, and the time schedules, and you're responsible for your tire swaps and the tire stickers and the gear changes and the bike setups, and it's all these things you got to learn and do. But not only focus on that, focus on what you're doing out there to try to get the championship and progress, and just to seeing that whole progression from 1 year to where they end up at the end of their last 2 years is absolutely amazing to watch. So yeah, big shout out to BTR, Build Train Race, Royal Enfield. You guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Scott and Freddie Spencer, and man, just everybody involved in that project's just, yeah, I can't speak highly enough of it. So one thing I do want to talk about is obviously you racing, doing a lot of track days, and as far as getting into coaching, I think that's absolutely mega what you're doing back for the sport. You know, teaching new riders how to be safe, how to have fun, which is most important. Because if we get frustrated, like you said, guess what? We're not having fun, and then we go out there and we crash and we're pissed off because we gotta pay for the damage, and I'm not having fun. So why do I want to come back? Right? That's a big part of and we see it all the time, people coming in and people coming out. So for you getting into coaching and what you do is bravo, amazing. So talk to us about how that all come to be for you, and what is your favorite aspect and greatest satisfaction of being a coach?
Well, let's see. So like I said, went from track day winner, then precision started pretty much after that. And so we, it's hard to get female coaches as it is. So got the honor of being indoctrinized in that, and that was a fantastic thing. And then hopefully I can get back to it. Had to step away from it this year for work travels and stuff, which we'll get into that shortly. But coaching is so fulfilling. It's so emotionally fulfilling, and then getting in to talk to everybody about that and working with and not just women rider, but all of them, right? Like nothing is more fulfilling to me than when I spend a long time working with somebody and like I can see session by session by session, they're getting faster and they're coming back to me and they're like, oh my God, that felt so good, or that worked out so well. And they're getting so pumped, right? And they're like, I feel good, I feel safe. And like, they're starting to run me ragged, right? Because they're starting to like start pulling away. And I'm like, damn, this is really clicking for them. And I was like, all right, we made a good deal. And then I'm like, all right, I think I'm going to go help somebody else because you're dragging me around a little bit. I'm kidding. But it's great. It really is so fulfilling because I've made a lot of long-lasting friends from those positive relationships, and for people to want to come back and be like, hey, this person really explained this really well to me and helped me, so I think she can help you too. And that's a feeling that you just never forget, because a lot of people don't know that coaches do not get paid. So that's very important for people to remember that. It is complete volunteer work. We volunteer our time to be there, and compensation is quote unquote a free track day, but it's not, right? We're there because we genuinely want to help you. We genuinely want to help you get better. We genuinely want you to keep putting into this sport, the sport that we love, that you love. And none of us photographers, corner workers, organizations, the whole 9 yards could ever be able to do this without the customers coming back, right? We want you to come back. We want you to enjoy it. We want you to enjoy us. We want you to be a part of the family. We want you to be a part of our family.
100%. I love it. It's you're absolutely right. But again, what you guys and girls do out there coaching, and I get it, the satisfaction. And I got that same ordeal when I was commentating at Daytona for the Azure Racing Championship. So I was in Mobile One Victory Lane doing the interviews, right, and seeing that winner look in the eyes and feeling that energy was absolutely amazing. It was I can't express how much that whole weekend was and how proper mega, but I relate to what you're saying when the riders come off the track and you're coaching them and they're just wide eyed. They're like, yes, let's go. Did you see that? You're like, yes, let's go. And you're shaking them and you're just like, you just want to get back out there. And I love this shit. I love this shit. It's absolutely amazing. Yeah, let's talk about the job. What do you do? The struggles of women being in engineering. Again, it's a stigmata. You girls, women belong everywhere that men belong. So take it away, my friend. Tell us what you do and how you got there and everything that goes along with it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So I actually just got a promotion about a month ago. So very enthusiastic about that.
Congratulations. Thank you. Let's go.
It's been a lot of hard work. So I put a lot into my job this year. So now I am a senior supplier quality engineer. So it's a little bit different, right? So I still do like the design CAD drawings and like engineering changes and stuff like that. But my ultimate job responsibility is, so I work for a global private equity company that has to do with making HVAC units or heating and cooling units that are economically friendly. Nobody from the environment come at me. There's no freon in these. It's all cooled water. So we're very eco-friendly, which is why we get the customers that we get. And I'm responsible for the supply chain portion. So all of our suppliers, I audit them and maintain them to supplier development programs and SCARs, corrective action requests, and other items like that. Or PPAPs, which stands for part approval process. So new suppliers. And so I'm a big gatekeeper in the forefront for my company for businesses that are going to be the best to invest into our business. And so they tell me I do a good job. So I think I do a good job. Makes me feel good. They send me all over the world and I get to travel a lot. So that's kind of cool sometimes.
That's amazing, and I'm sure I couldn't imagine that's a high pressure job. Like, do you feel the pressure and how do you cope with that? And on the flip side of that, when people see you in the profession you're in, I assume they think it's a male they're going to be dealing with. And then when you show up, they're like, what? Wait, what? So talk us through that and that aspect inside of things.
Yeah, so Jamie is a very gender neutral name. So yeah, unless I've been on the phone with someone, it's very often I'll get emails that say he or him back. I just let it be what it's gonna be, and then it's always surprising when I show up. So those tend to be my favorite. Some people do get really confused about it because they do expect it to be a man. A lot of engineering roles are men filled. In the last like 5 or 6 years, I've seen more women stepping into the role, which has been great. But it makes it harder for the older, old school engineers to kind of accept that, right? Um, I don't. I could speculate why and a million different reasons, but if you do the job, that's all that really matters, right? But it is funny and interesting when I show up and they're not expecting a woman, and then 9 times out of 10, I get told that I do the most stringent auditing out of any auditor anybody's ever had. So what my company continues to tell me. So I'm very hard. It's very hard to pass my audit. I tend to make the best professional output and inspect, and then I'm also leading with the ISO standards on quality, and then EHS and everything else in between. So there's a lot that goes on in the noggin. It is really stressful because I do take a lot of pride in everything that I do in every aspect of my life. So I take a lot of pride in wanting to have that stigma, and that's worked out well for me because, like I said, it's with my new promotion that puts me in the leading America's role. So I'm also training other supplier quality engineers to be on the same page in development for the Americas for my company, for those expectations and those stringencies that we require from our suppliers, so we have the best quality product for our customers.
I love it. It sounds like you just did a whole sales pitch for the company, man. Bravo. Let's go, right? Way to sell it, girl. You didn't even know you was going to do that, did you?
It's just natural at this point every time that I go into. I wholeheartedly can say this is the best company that I've ever worked for. It's a European-based company. It has the most amount of women that I've ever seen work in any company. I mean, the pay's well. They take care of me. They're wonderful. I highly recommend it. I mean, it's all across the Americas, sales teams, and the whole 9 yards. If someone gets the opportunity to come on with my company, I say come on. You won't regret it. There's a lot of PTO and vacation time hours, which is not like I get to take it anyways because I'm working all the time. But it's there if I want it, and they just really respect you. And there's a lot of respect and input that goes into it. And I feel very valued, and that's very important because I think a lot of people don't leave jobs, right? They leave bosses. So it depends on how they're treated. People will go anywhere in any walk of life if they're treated well. So if you treat them well and don't focus on hard optics, that's a word a lot of people like to throw around. And I feel like it becomes a personal vendetta instead of understanding that there's grace and empathy. And, that goes into a lot of walks in life, that we're human. Humans make mistakes. And as long as there's some honesty behind it or continued progression and you can talk about it and give chances, then that shows the empathy that people really enjoy.
110%. Couldn't said it better myself. And you're right on that. People leave bosses, not the job. And it's far too often that's the case. So Yeah, I mean, I couldn't imagine having a job like that. It sounds like you have a proper mega job. You travel the world and go to different countries and see the place. The only country I've been to is I went over there to the UK in 23 to my favorite racetrack, Cadwell Park. It was BSB's my favorite production racing in the world. To me, it goes the Isle of Man TT, BSB, and then under that, everything else: MotoGP, Moto America, ASBK. BSB's unique in its own way. Their tracks are unique. The country's unique. The food's okay, right? It's not the greatest in the world. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's a lot of fried food.
Don't try the black pudding. Just my advice. If you want to try it, try. I mean, you should if you're there, but I didn't like it. You seen her face right now. She didn't like it. It's unique. Their fish and chips, proper fish and chips, are my favorite thing I ate there. Went to a couple Indian restaurants that were pretty good. But yeah, it was their tea's good, of course, so yeah, I had a lot of fun hanging out with the Hickman and Storm Stacy, and got to meet some of the legends of the sport that I always followed and looked up to. Which it was absolutely proper mega, as I always say. I went there, Cadwell and Brands Hatch. So that's the only place I've been to. Want to go back? I would love to go to Italy and Germany and Australia, and man, I just want to travel. Like, I just want to go see everything, right? Why not? But you're an opportunity. You get to travel everywhere.
I recommend it so much. Like, I sometimes if I'm having like a really bad time and this hasn't been the best year for me mentally, I'll sit there and I'll think, and I'm like, damn, I really am really grateful for the things that I've got to see this year and where I've got to go. I do recommend Italy. Went to Italy 3 years ago now. Absolutely beautiful. The northern part. I kind of want to go back and do the southern part, but I mean, gorgeous place. Driving was insane. There's so many roundabouts, but it was so fun. It was nonstop go, go, go. Beautiful scenery, great food. This year, got to go to Vietnam, went to China, went to Bahrain, got to do a tour of a racetrack in Bahrain, which is on the outskirts of the Middle Eastern area, so Saudi Arabia and all that, and that was fantastic. That was a lot of fun. Go to Mexico often, China, got to go to Poland. Poland was super cool, so was Amsterdam, and then, of course, the London, UK. So, I mean, it's undescribable, and it's also crazy how the rest of the world watches the United States. Like, you get told that and you don't realize it till you watch the United States on the news from other countries, and you're just like, damn, they really do be watching us.
Facts, right? Like, no shit. It's yeah, I want to go to man, you're lucky you've seen all those places. That's absolutely amazing. I'm proud of you, and I know you're proud of yourself for doing that. It's what a journey and what a life, Jamie, right? Let's go. I always wanted to go to Greece. I'm big into Greek mythology, so I'd love to go where the Battle of Thermopylae happened with the Spartans back in the day, right? I want to go see that and go to Egypt and see the pyramids, and I love all that shit, right? Like, how do the pyramids get built? I mean, that's a whole other topic, but I enjoy that shit, and to be able to go
crazy.
There,
I don't understand how they built the pyramids like that back in the day. They didn't have crazy shit. Those blocks are huge.
I've never seen them, so I play the video games where I get to see them in the video games. It's about as close as I got, or National Geographic or YouTube. So, yeah, that's awesome. It's I can honestly sit here and say I'm envious of the job you do. Get to travel the world and experience not only the world, the culture, and the faces and the way people treat each other in other cultures around the world, and get to taste the foods and become friends with so many people. I mean, it's awesome. It's like you're leaving your own little watermark everywhere you go throughout the world. And how amazing is that?
Oh, it is. It's beautiful. I highly recommend it to anybody. And I know some people have told me that they're scared to travel. I just want to make this 100% clear. Almost all of those places that I went either by myself or I went with my spouse. And even then, I didn't have any problems. I went to China completely by myself. I have never been afraid of anywhere that I have ever gone in the world except for in America. I've been more afraid of some cities in America being by myself than any of the other places in the world that I've been. So get that passport. Get that passport. Don't be afraid. Go travel. Go experience it. China was so much fun. There is nothing to fear about China. Shanghai, Shenzhen, all of that on the coastal, it was so much fun. They love Americans. They speak English. They do English classes. Dude, they were thrilled to see me. I mean, thrilled. They would stop me and take pictures with me. I mean, other countries, for the most part, do love us, even with the crazy politics going on. So just go. Get out there and do it.
Well, you also have a plus going for you too, because you're redheaded, right? And there's not very many redheads that travel to China, so you was unique in that own aspect. They're like, "Oh my God, look at the redhead! Let's get a picture!" Right? Yeah,
yeah, they did. They spazzed the fuck out. They were like, "What the hell is this thing?"
We've only seen this on cartoons. What kind of creature is this? Let's go say hi.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Hi.
It's true though.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, it's my cousin. He's a big wig at GE, so he was out in China for like 12 years. So his boy, he's redheaded. His wife's from man, she's gonna murder me if I don't get this. Sweden. Whew, I didn't murder that. And she's Bryce is their son. He's currently in the army right now, flying helicopters, but he's redheaded, and that's something. I used to ask him all the time. He's like, man, every time I go back, like it's like they just like freak out when they see the redheaded kid in school, or especially the new classmates coming in and out. So it's hilarious. I was laughing, but I could imagine.
They do. The rest of the world, dude. Yeah, they do. They lose their shit about it everywhere.
I love it. So let me ask you this, Jamie. What's the future of racing for you look like?
Well, let's see. I tried racing with Wira, and I say try because I got a lot of did not finishes because I had a lot of electronical issues with the bike at that time. Totally my fault is what I get. I put a auto blipper on my. I have a 2017 Yamaha R6. Probably should start with that. And I put an auto blipper on it, and I bought the auto blipper like used, but it wasn't that old, so I didn't think anything of it. Weirdest codes ever. It was just a god awful year and thousands of dollars wasted trying to race when it would put the bike in limp mode for no reason at any given time. Like, talk about fucking terrifying. And then before the bike even came to a stop, the check engine light would disappear without turning anything over. So come to find out, it was the Translogic. So apparently ever so often, a couple of years, that's what Translogic told me, was that the auto blipper device itself just shits out and you have to replace it. Who would have known? Whatever, right? So I took it off, put the DynoJet quick shifter back on it that I had, no problem. So I think it was 2023 that I tried racing. I got 1 second place from me actually being able to race. Thank you. I appreciate that. It made me feel good. And then the rest of them were do not finishes, and I got really discouraged. That kind of really sucked. And then that's when I was like, all right, I'm just going to learn how to love the bike again, because nothing was more furiousing than that year, right? Like, that was a very trying year. I thought about quitting riding in general multiple times because I was getting so mad. And, you know, the egos are up there. I paid a lot of money to be here, a lot of money to race, and everyone's trying to be supportive and be kind and like try to chant me through it or whatever. But then I'm like, I feel like just me and the bike just aren't gelling, and it wasn't the bike's fault. Chasing an electrical issue is never fun. So my heart goes out to anybody that's chasing an electrical issue. Don't quit. Don't give up. What helped me was I just eventually had to take everything off of the bike that I put on it and just strip it down and add one piece at a time to see when it did it again. And that's how we came to the conclusion after like 5 or 6 months of chasing the damn thing. So I don't know. I thought about racing again. I don't know, like I said, BTR. I think if I did that, I think if I was lucky enough to get accepted, that's the first, right? So, you know, you never know. I'm not going to throw that out there in the universe. A little sprinkle. But, you know, maybe that might be the kick to get me back into it. I think it'd be great to have a good family and a fortune around me for something like that. So that might end up being the future if that happens. If not, I don't know. I've thought about it. I might go back out there and try again. Racing can be really complex and with a lot of complex feelings. And I think it's more enjoyable to do track days because there's some egos there, but it doesn't get so bad as some like people that are claiming to be your friends or like would come up to your face and be like, oh, you know, it didn't happen to me, but I've watched it happen to other people that I love. People giving fake love, right? So that's not a good feeling. Like, you know, come up and like real genuine fake love of like, oh, you know, good luck, man. But then, you know, behind your back be like, oh, they suck, or I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna do that, instead of keeping it cool with it. And that's the downside to the sport, right? So I mean, people that can genuinely be like, like, you know, like good elbow rubbing, like, damn dog, you got me, or that was a good one, or I got you on this, and like that good communication should be more often, but it's not. So they're that negative side behind it makes racing not appealing to me, right? Because you spend a whole lot of money, and some people, because you're not winning anything out of it but a placard and like a permanent name on Google, right? And I've seen some of my really good friends get kind of hurt from it because people pushing a little bit too hard or making a dicey move that probably shouldn't have been made that could negatively affect somebody's life for the rest of their life. So that's kind of the downside that a lot of people don't talk about, and it really sucks and it really hurts. So I think I get more enjoyment out of track days. But racing might come back into it again. Depends on what happened. We'll have with the little program.
We'll see what happens, right? I hope just keep applying. I get that question all the time. You know, I applied last year, I didn't get accepted. You know, should I keep doing it? Absolutely. Keep applying, keep applying, keep applying, keep applying. As far as racing, you know, you're right. There's a lot of stress and stigmata and just egos and all this shit that goes along with it. It's something you really got to want to do and be in love with to want to continue to show them do it. Some people would like to step back and just do track days, which is fine. You know, I got fed up with it too there for a while and just did track days myself. But you know, as far as coaching, is that something you're going to continue doing too as well?
I'd like to. Hopefully, if it's in the cards for me, it kind of just, I guess, depends on how spastic work and everything goes, right? So I have a lot of involvement. I'm going to give a shout out to some more of the organizations that I love, right? So I love Evolve GT, love Into, big shout out to them. They always show me a lot of love when I come out, when I'm around. Love the coaches, control riders, whatever you want to call them and stuff. So, I mean, so if it's in the cards for me, then I hope so. I really loved it. It made the sport worth it to me. It made it being around more worth it to me, you know, because again, coaches don't get paid for this. I'm gonna keep stressing that because a lot of new riders don't understand that they do not get paid. So all the tires and stuff are out of pocket. That's not copped or covered, right? So, but it's something that you have to really love doing. And I really loved working with people and seeing them enjoy it and have that aha moment. So I don't know. I hope so. That'd be a great thing. Again, if my job calms down, I don't foresee that happening. Unfortunately, I'm traveling like every single week now, so we'll see what happens. They're supposed to get me help.
Yeah, well, you know, I hope you find the time to continue coaching and getting out there on the track and doing track days and doing what you love to do. And speaking of, you know, the engineering you're doing, which is absolutely amazing. Bravo and congratulations on that. Well, now in our sport, we're seeing a lot more women being working on the engineering side too, things as well, which I think is absolutely amazing. But with all this being said, Jamie, let's talk about AI real quick. You know, AI is something that's come along. It's coming up fast and crazy. I believe that it's going to change the game. I really do in all aspects, especially on the engineering side of things too as well. So you being in that position and actually working on it with AI being introduced and all that, what is your thoughts and opinions about the whole AI craziness?
AI it's very unique. I think it has good ups, but it also has a lot of downs, and it all still, even though it's a bot, right? But the bot's still made by a human. So, you know, people don't understand that like the whole point of AI is that it learns what it's taught. So if you make it, I'm trying to think of the best way to describe this. You make something and it's in its infancy of AI, whatever that human that made it teaches it is what it'll continue to progress through. And then it has a hard time as it gets older, relearning something else. So if there's a lot of human error in the beginning, right, or like depending on what human made that AI, then that's going to be the progression that it moves into. So it could or could not be good, or could not be right, and it still like have its own program out of, right. So it's not 100%. So you're really careful with AI. And I guess the best way I also say this too is, so I have in my field, I have the pleasure of being able to see the AI CAD, like perfect drawing, right? Like something works in a perfect theoretical world, but then I see it in function in the real world. And just because it worked perfectly in the markup world does not always mean that it's going to work perfectly in the theoretical, like real world, because then there's real world values that aren't in place, like something being off, you know, piping put in the wrong direction, or, you know, a bow or a bend in an imperfect metal part or something like that. And so that's the downside to any kind of AI or perfect world simulation kind of thing that you want to go for. It's never truly going to capture like real world possibilities because it's not a perfect world for everything that you make. So there's bonuses to it because it can help you design and set stuff up a lot faster. But you need to, in my opinion, what makes a good engineer is you need to have real world experiences to put in play that makes sense, right? Instead of like, oh, wait, here's your nominal and you only have an upper and a lower limit. And if it's within this, then, you know, you should be fine. But if that's too tight of an upper and lower limit, it's not going to work in real world. And then you could be thousands of dollars out at that point, or the design has to be redesigned. And then that becomes a hot mess. So if AI is programmed right, then it could go in a good direction. But again, it all ends up going back to human error, and humans are not perfect all the time because we're not robots.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So the Matrix War is not going to happen anytime soon is basically what she's saying.
Yeah. No, I do not think so.
No. I love it. We got Boston Scott. What is up, my man? You, buddy, you. We got Brian. He says, glad you kept running. Me too, Brian. Absolutely. Welcome to the podcast, Boston and Brian. And then we got Bob says, you owe me some laps, lady.
I do. I'm sorry, Bob. I love you.
And then Brian, welcome to the podcast, my man. He says, so true. Talking about I assume the AI stuff. You know, it's crazy. AI is just taking off at a rapid pace, but you're right. There's humans behind the program. So it's good. It has its pluses and it has its minuses. So yeah, well, listen, we're approaching an hour into this podcast. I told you it was going to go by super quick, right? But listen, I would love to sit back down with you again. We still have a whole lot to talk about. Just after the weekend, whenever you come back from your job, whatever country you come back from, just give me a call. You have my number. I mean, you'll sit down and we'll set it up. Bob says he loves you too. Well, what about me, Bob? What am I, chopped liver? No, I'm just joking. That's hilarious. So yeah, me and you definitely got a lot to talk about. It was an honor, Jamie, to have you on. I was so excited to get you on this podcast, and I had a proper mega time. I'm gonna let you end the podcast. As I'll actually, you know what? I want to ask you some personal questions real quick, but before we end this podcast, I hadn't done these in a while because here lately I've had a bunch of repeat of my friends on the podcast. So let me start off with this. Tell us something we don't know about you at all, Jamie.
Oh God, that you don't know about me at all. Most people do not know that I have 2 kids. I'm a single mom of 2 kids.
Congratulations. That's not congratulations on being a single mom for 2 kids, but that's a hard job. I've had a lot of friends, grow up, and it's nothing but respect, man. I love it. I have 1 kid. His name's Hayden Rossi. Dude, I chase him around all the time. I couldn't imagine having 2 of them. I'd be just staying more in shape than I am now, chasing his butt around, right? So bravo to you, Jamie. Nothing but love. You keep doing you, boo. I love it. Tell us this. What's your worst habit?
My worst habit? I don't know. I got a lot of bad habits, to be honest. Go to therapy. Anybody that's ever questioned it, before I say this, I'm going to say this. Go to therapy. It's okay. It's okay to admit there's something wrong with you. Oftentimes when I feel slighted, the first thought's not the right thought, if that makes sense. Again, the petty thing, right? Don't do that. Don't listen to that. Go to a therapist. Get your mental health in check. I promise it'll make you a better person.
100%. I tell everybody that. And if anybody's out there that's listening to this or is going to listen to it on Spotify, because this will be out on Spotify all out in about 30 minutes after the podcast. If anybody ever wants to talk, please feel free to reach out and talk to me. I'm a good listener, and obviously I'm a good talker. So I like to do both. So reach out. It's important to get those feelings off of your chest and whatever you're dealing with. You are not alone in this world. Trust me. I deal with stuff mentally, right? I'm human, just like Jamie, just like everybody listening to this. And it's good to talk about it and get it off your chest for sure. We all.
It is. Your past choices do not define you.
No, they do not. No, the way you treat people, and it's funny you said that because I tell people that. I'm like, look, nobody's going to give a shit at the end of the day, at the end of your life, how many championships you won, but your mom or dad, if they're still around, or your kids. And hell, even then, they probably don't even give a shit, right? But what people are going to remember about you is how you treated them and how you talked to them and how you respected them and how you spread the love and the energy around. That's what they're going to remember you by, not how fast you are at the track. Nobody gives a shit about that. They just don't, right? They care about your energy and how you treat people and how you make people feel when they're in your presence. So be kind and be good to everybody. Spread all the love, even though whatever you got going on here, again, please reach out. It's important to talk about it. I talk about it quite often. I got certain people that I call, and sometimes it's just a chat with myself in the mirror. Straight up, you're a dumbass. What are you doing? Like blah 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 blah. So yeah, get it off your chest. Everybody knows that I'm huge into audiobooks. I listen to a shit ton of audiobooks, especially when I'm driving to all the racetracks around the East Coast.
Yeah, that's why I love listening to your podcast. I listen to your podcast. I also love listening to Bunny XO, like, real stuff, right? So real life. I'm not perfect. These are real things that I've been through. I like listening to OK Story Times. That's one of my favorite podcasts. They read Redditors and stuff, right? But it's all really good, uplifting, like other human perspectives to help you understand of like, damn, maybe I really need to open up like my way of thinking to like to show that empathy. Again, it's a lot of lacking empathy, and not just in the race community, but with people again. And AI and social media, I think, made a bad barrier that put people in their own box and a stigma, right? We're human. We make mistakes. We all make mistakes. No one's perfect. Sometimes you have to, even if they hurt you or if you got hurt by them, sometimes you have to open up to look at it from what they were potentially going through. And whether you think that's fair or not, maybe you need to do some more work on you, because we're all human. We're all human.
110%. Couldn't have said it better. That's something I've been teaching my son. Well, I've always said to him is like, look, in order to truly be somebody's friend, you got to love them for all their faults and you got to love them for all their positives, because nobody is perfect, right? There's things about your mom that irritates the shit out of me, but I love her wholeheartedly and do anything for her. Same with me, right? I irritate the shit out of some people, especially with my motorcycle talk. My wife tells me all the time when I go out somewhere and somebody sees me and they talk about the podcast or whatever, my wife's like, we are not here for that. We appreciate the love and support. If you don't have his number, let me give it to you. Just call him, right? And I was like, sorry, bro, gotta go. Holla at you soon, right? It's yeah, it's important to have that mental side of things. My wife even told me that tonight. She's like, when we go to this party, no podcast talk, no motorcycle talk. Even if they bring it up, we're not here for that. We're here to have some drinks and have some fun. I was like, let's go. I'm with it, right? Tattoos. Do you have any tattoos?
I do. So some people have seen them. You don't see all of them. So professionally, arms down, no tattoos, but torso down to the legs. I think I've got like 28, 30 something tattoos. Going to continue to add to them. Totally love ink, love expressive artistry. People are thinking about getting a tattoo. You only think about the first one. I promise you, remember this. You only think about the first one, and everyone after that is just because you want to get it.
Oh, 110%. To me, it's therapeutic, right? Like there, I ain't gonna lie. There's certain areas in your body, it hurts like hell, but at the same time, it's like this release of certain energy that you have in your body that otherwise wouldn't be released, if that makes sense, I guess, in a way.
It does. Even if it hurts, you still go back, right? Like top of the foot hurts like a motherfucker, ribs hurt like a motherfucker, and after 6 months go by, you're like, I think I want another tattoo, even though that hurt like hell.
I need some ink therapy. The worst one for me was I got several too. Was in the middle of my spine. I got a Valentina Rossi sun tattoo in the middle of my back, right here on the top, between my shoulder blades. And she was sitting there in the middle of my spine. It was making my eyes like do this, and I was just like, "Oh my god, this hurts like a motherfucker." But it feels good too at the same time. Yeah, absolutely. Got to get some more ink. The newest tattoo I got is a Snoopy riding his skateboard with a heart on it from I ended up having to put one of my dogs down. He was 6 years old. That's him right there. His name was Cruz. So yeah, I got that for him because he's absolutely special.
Super awesome.
Yeah, I'm a big dog lover. I got 2 dogs right now. Haven't had a dog. I have not been without a dog since I was 19 years old, except for 1 year period where I had to put my first 2 dogs down that I ever had, with literally within like 4 months apart. Took a break for like a year, right? And then had to jump back in wholeheartedly. And I love dogs, man. They sleep with me.
It is so heart wrenching. I'm sorry. My condolences for your babies.
Oh, you're good. It's something that I told my son. He's 12. I said, look, this is life. It's going to happen to me. It's going to happen to you. It's going to happen to everybody. But this is the main thing to take away with it is what an honor it was to share that journey forever, however many X years it is, right? With each animal, with each person, what a journey it was. So just remember that the next time you go in and you want to have an argument or somebody pisses you off or, hey, I'll call you back and you don't reach out to them for 3 months and then something happens and you never get to reach out. Don't wait for that. So if anybody's listening to this right now, as soon as we get done, or hell, right now, stop listening to me and her and reach out, give that hug, spread that love, spend that time together, go have a beer, go get a burger, go do something. So absolutely. Because you never know. Spicy food. I love spicy food. Jamie, do you like spicy food?
All the spice I have is in this hair color, my guy. Yeah. No, unfortunately, I'm a pussy when it comes to spicy food. I would love to say that I could do it. I do mild occasionally, but even that makes me cry. I love sour stuff though, like lemons and sour shit all day long. Cool. I can't hang with the spice, but I'll cook some spicy stuff. Whatever, doc. I'm just not going to enjoy it with you. My best friend is Mexican American. And I'll never forget this. We did Valentine's Day together like 2 years ago. And I wasn't paying attention to what she said to me, but she didn't make enough sauce for the chicken or whatever fucking thing she made me. And she's like, do you want a little bit of my sauce? It's spicy. And I just went, yeah. I didn't think anything of it. I ate the whole thing, but I was sweating tears. I was just fucking crying my eyes out. She's like, you don't have to eat it. And I'm like, but it's so good.
I love it. I like sour stuff too. I'm a sucker for Sour Patch Kids. So if anybody's listening to this, you bring some Sour Patch Kids, I'm definitely gonna eat 1 or 5 or 10 of them for sure. That is my weakness is Sour Patch Kids. I'm not a big candy person. I've been on this massive weight loss journey for the 2 years.
Good on you, man.
I was a fat boy. I was 270 pounds on a 40-inch waist. I weighed myself this morning. I was 195.3. I'm in a 34 waist with a belt. All that.
Hell
changing my diet, changing the way I approach food, listening to what my body's telling me as I eat, doing intermittent fasting in between, and only eating portions the size of my fist because that's as big as my stomach, and eating slower, right? So if you're gonna fast, like usually I'll do like a 24-hour fast, right? The most I've done was 3 days. And it's all mental. It's all mental thing. But just, Jamie, part of that was to listening. So let's say we go out and eat, right? You're eating something and all of a sudden your nose gets stopped up where there's something in there that your body's having a reaction to and it does not like it. You got to figure what that is and eliminate that shit, right? So one of my biggest weaknesses that I found for me was cheese. I'm not lactose intolerant. I can drink milk. I don't drink milk, but it just doesn't make me very happy, right? So I need to. I do it occasionally, but not a lot at a time, if that makes sense. Just learning those tricks, learning what your body's telling you, because your body's going to tell you everything you need to know. The hardest part is listening to yourself, right? Nobody wants to listen to themselves. Nobody wants to admit guilt. Nobody wants to do any of that, man. Love yourself. In order for you to love somebody else, you got to first love yourself and take care of you, which is the most important, especially if you want to be around for your kids, your wife. I don't care if you like her or not, right? Or whoever it is, you got to be number one is got to be you sometimes. And us, sometimes we often forget and we put others before us and we slack on our end. So that's also a trick that I had to learn to focus on me at times too, more so than I used to. So if that makes sense. But I do love spicy food. I'm a spicy food junkie. Sometimes I want to just cry and hurt myself and all that good stuff. So I go through those periods. Let me ask you this, Jamie, because we're coming up on an hour. If you could travel back to any era of time, what time would you travel back to?
Ooh, any era of time. That's hard. Honestly, because everyone always raves on it. If I could travel back to any era, I might do want to try like the 70s or the 80s and be at an acceptable adult range, right? for like the whole Woodstock thing. People said that that shit was crazy. Because outside of that, I enjoy technology and like toiletries and shit too much to go back farther than that. I'm sure it was beautiful, but something about the outhouse and the fucking castles and shit don't do it for me. I get cold too easy.
Oh my god, I love it. That's freaking amazing. That's awesome. Let me ask you this then. What's your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, so here's another thing a lot of people don't know about me. So I'm actually from Georgia and I'm from a very, very, very small town. And when I was growing up, it was a population of less than like 200 something people, like small. And then when I moved to East Tennessee, it was like mind blowing. So what that relates into the karaoke songs, I love rap and rock and all kinds of shit. But there's also in the back of my brain an unhidden talent for country music. So Before He Cheats by Carrie Underwood is like my number one karaoke go-to song.
I love it. I love it. Well, listen, last question, and then I'll give all your shout outs to end the podcast, and just call me when you get back, and we'll definitely set up our part two. Mark Sherman, what is up, my man? Mark Sherman from CFE. You guys see us together all the time at the racetrack. So next time you're there, make sure you show all the love to CFEs. He said 70s, 80s were awesome. I was a little kid then, but yes, they were great times for sure. Especially I wasn't born until 79. So yeah, I was damn, I just gave my age away. I'm getting young. Getting young sucks, right?
You're only as old as you feel and as old as you act.
Facts, right? I'm obviously, you see me, I'm a kid. Absolutely, always will be to the day I take my last. That's it, I'm kid, and I'm out, right? But yeah, so the last question I was going to ask you, it just totally went away for some reason. Superpower. What's the one superpower you wish you had?
Oh, this is something I debate on quite often. So I like anime and I love like Marvel. DC is kind of whatever. Sorry for anybody that breaks your heart. I love Marvel. I've thought about that a lot. I think. Just because, and again, it goes to the personal views and stuff, right? And like lack of trust for some people or true intention from some people. So I think if I had any superpower, I think it would be to read minds. That way I could always know someone's true intentions.
I don't know if I'd want to read everybody's mind because I'd be pissed off all the time, right? But I would, mine would be teleportation because I could be like, hey, I'm gonna be over there in literally like 2 seconds. We're gonna do a live podcast next to each other. Boom. Or hey, I want to go to Italy today. Boom. I'm in Italy and I want to go home. Boom. I'm going home, sleep in my bed every night, right? So teleportation to me would be one of those win-win situations wherever. Like if you wanted to be a thief, I could teleport inside a bank vault, no cameras even see me, and I can just teleport right back to my house.
You onto something, but then you need the invisible cloak or something because I know they got cameras in the vault. That's a whole deeper discussion.
Well, you just dress all in black, everything hidden. They don't know who you are, right? So yeah. I haven't put any thought into this, people, at all. I'm just saying teleportation would be cool. Look, Jamie's like, yeah, okay, whatever.
The question I have about that though, do the clothes come with you? Because some TV shows like the clothes and like does this fabric come with you? You're just gonna end up being butt ass naked wherever you go to.
Whatever, I'm with it. I'll rock it.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go. I'm with it. My wife will tell you straight up. I often say every time we go to the beach, is there a nude beach around here? That's something people don't know about me. Like I just whatever, I'll wing it. It don't matter to me. We're all butt naked back in the day, and we'll be butt naked when we get buried or burnt anyway. So let's go. It's called the birthday suit, people. Let's go. Wear the birthday suit. Well, anyway, listen, Jamie, this has been an absolute honor to have you on. I had such a proper mega time. Can't wait for our part two. I'm gonna let you in the podcast, but first I gotta say thank you so much to everybody that watched this podcast. Thank you for everybody that joined in today. If it wasn't for Jamie and everybody coming on here, I would not be able to do this. So it's nothing but love to each and every single one of you. I truly mean that. I say it all the time because I mean it. If you had not yet, please go to all my socials, hit that like, hit that subscribe. It does help me out a whole lot. I don't make any money doing this, right? Don't care about that. I just do it for my soul love and passion of the sport. So, but the likes is cool to have, right? Because I can show my wife, look what I accomplished. Just a little accomplishment thing for me. Don't give a shit about any of the other stuff. But anyway, listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an honor to sit down with Jamie Hester. Let's go. Jamie, take it away. Tell everybody where they can find you on social media if they have any engineering questions. And yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Again, super enthusiastic, grateful that you wanted to have me on. I was completely baffled and surprised when you reached out to me and asked me. I feel like a nobody sometimes in the sport, so it was super enthusiastic, grateful to be here. My business profile is on Instagram and on Facebook, Wicked Photography. A lot of you people have seen me. Hopefully, you guys will see me out there more too next year because unfortunately, Raul from High Side is retiring. So Josh from Apex Photography, that's another goat. Love my man Josh. Gonna give him a huge shout out. I'm gonna be working with him, so we're supposed to split the schedule up at the end of the year. So if you guys see me, shout out, cool. I love doing anything to help support you guys. Portrait photos and stuff too, on and off track or whatever. If anybody ever has any engineering questions, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. I am also on Facebook, like my personal account, and then Instagram too. I just love being a part of the sport, love being grateful for it, love all the friends that I've met and the compassion from other people. And remember, at the end of the day, you're human. It's okay to make mistakes. We all make mistakes. We all make the wrong choices sometimes. That doesn't define you. It just matters for what you try to do to make up for that and what your comeback is from that. And don't let anybody ever tell you otherwise. And you're loved and you're valued by many.
Absolutely. I couldn't said it better myself. And what an outro, Jamie. Thank you so much for being part of the podcast. This episode will be out everywhere here in about 30 minutes. I'm going to release Ristons too as well. So there'll be two releasing today. I got some more coming up. So you guys stay tuned. And again, I appreciate all the love and support to everybody out there. Big shout out to all the corner marshal workers. Again, if anybody's looking to get in corner marshal next year, we need them in Moto America. They also have it at MotoGP. I can get you in there too as well. Big shout out to the Air Fence. I need everybody to go to Road Racing World and donate to the Air Fence Fund. It's imperative that we have them because if we didn't have the air fences, if we didn't have the corner marshal workers, guess what? Jamie's not showing up photography or coaching. We're not showing up to ride or support our friends, and none of us is having fun. So it's imperative. I don't care if it's $5, $10, $20, whatever it is. It all goes to a proper mega cause, and we need it. And thank you guys so much, and we'll see you soon. Jamie, is there anything you want to say before I end this?
Keep the two wheels down and keep rocking, guys.
Y'all hit it here first on Pin the Gas. We'll see you later. Jamie, call me next week. We'll set it up.
10-4, buddy.
See you guys.
Calling all two-wheel enthusiasts, get ready to rev up your earbuds with Pin the Gas Podcast, the ultimate motorcycle racing podcast, hosted by Chris Simcoe, one of our very own excellent leaders here in Roanoke, Virginia. With expert analysis, behind-the-scenes stories, and exclusive writer interviews, Pin the Gas Podcast delivers the adrenaline rush of the racetrack straight to your ears. Whether you're a diehard fan or a curious newcomer, you'll gain insights that will transform how you watch and understand motorcycle racing. On your favorite podcast app, join Simcoe as he takes you on a high-speed journey through the world of motorcycle racing. Pin the Gas Podcast.